Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so glad you're joining me again today. Now this was the first time I tried this abstract style of card making and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun to make and I really liked the result as well. I started out by die cutting a couple of pieces off screen and I'm just assembling them here so you can know where I'm headed with this card. I started with that large leaf die cut out of a white panel, and this panel is quite a bit smaller than an A2 sized card, so I'll have a nice wide margin all the way around. And this smaller teal leaf was cut out of some pattern paper, but it's just some paper with texture on it. So you can make this with ink smushing or maybe a gel press print. That would be really fun as well. And to add a little bit more depth to that leaf, I did some ink blending with a Pinkfresh Studio ink. I think it was Aquamarine. And then I started working on my background. When I see all these wonderful abstract card designs, I always see some loose florals or some looser elements and then a geometric element to ground it all. And that's what I'm doing with this circle die. I am just tracing it with a gold Posca paint marker, and I'm tracing the inside and the outside to give me a nice circle design. I'm also adding splatter for some more interest. I'm using black acrylic paint watered down to get really nice dark black splatter, and then I'm also using gold paint, and this is by Finetech or Coloro. They changed their name and I'm confused by it. But this is wonderful metallic paint and I'm just splattering it on with a paintbrush. And I'm going to let that dry for a while because the acrylic paint takes a while to dry. And then I'm going to cover this entire piece in 2 layers of foam tape. I folded my foam tape in half, so it's already 2 layers while I'm putting it on. It's easier to cut if you fold it in half first. So that's a pro tip for you guys. And this took me a while, but I am making sure every little piece is covered so nothing will sag in the middle or anything like that. It will be nice and dimensional and there will be no creases when it goes through the mail. And I'm adding so much dimension to this panel because I want that negative space of the leaf die cut to really pop on the brown pattern paper background. This is the other side of the pattern paper you're seeing now, but I just peeled off all the backings of the double-sided adhesive, the foam tape, and then I can adhere that to the brown paper. Now the sleeve die is a little bit intricate and I cut out some pieces that are necessary for the negative space. So they are really tiny, but I cut tiny slivers of foam tape and adhered those on the panel as well. So they do have the same dimension as the rest of the white panel and that will finish it off nicely. Then I can just glue that entire piece onto a top folding white note card with some Barely Art Precision Craft glue. Make sure it's nice and centered, which is often a struggle, but usually I manage. Just make sure that's nicely adhered, and then I can adhere everything else as well. I'm using the Barely Art Precision Craft glue for this, but for my embellishments, I will switch to a stronger glue that I prefer for my embellishments. Just to adhere paper, the Barely Art Precision glue is just fine, but for embellishments, I do prefer some stronger glue. And the really great thing about the Barely Art glue is also that it basically disappears behind vellum. If you just have regular vellum, it probably won't show through if you're a little bit careful with the glue. I also stamped a sentiment strip on dark brown cardstock with Versamark ink and I embossed that with Wow Gold Rich Pale embossing powder. I'm propping that up on some foam tape as well. I just tucked that behind that teal leaf as well, and that will make it more part of the design. For embellishments, I stuck to gold. These are the gold metallic pearls by Pinkfresh Studio. They're one of my favorite embellishments. I use them all the time. I really like that they come in a variety of sizes. That's always handy when putting embellishments on. And I'm adhering those again with different glue. This is the Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive glue. It's a lot stronger and the embellishments stick to it immediately instead of sliding around like they do on the Barely Arts glue. For my envelope, I used some fancy paper. This is Japanese handmade paper. I got it on sale at a craft store and I researched this paper. The company has since closed and I don't think this paper is available anywhere. And the information on the paper pack that I have is mostly in Japanese. I assume the product name is on there, but I can't find it. I'm sorry, I don't speak Japanese. But it's really fancy. It has these gold and silver flakes in it. So I'm not going to do anything else to this envelope, but if I send this off, I might do a wax seal on it and use one of those leaf dies that I used on the card design to put beneath the wax seal, and that would be really, really fancy. So a super simple envelope, but I might jazz it up before I send it. I had a lot of fun making this card. I used some dies because I haven't mentioned this, but these dies are from Décotime Crafts and they don't have any product names. So the description is not going to have any info for you guys. I'm sorry. These dies are available at Action in Europe. I'm not sure if you can get them anywhere else. I'll link to the Décotime Crafts site, but I don't think you can buy online either. You can absolutely do this with any dies in your stash. I think floral and especially leaf dies are perfect for an abstract card like this. I hope you liked the card and I hope you liked the video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up on this video and leave your thoughts in the comments below. I would love to read them. You can also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next time.